Hi everyone, it's Jerusha. Today is Saturday, March 10th, 2018. And my dreadlocks are 20 months old. I think it's been a few months since I uploaded a video, and I really apologize for that. I have recorded a few videos, including removing my dreadlock extensions, and because of the YouTube editor being gone and my devices not having enough storage to upload larger files, I have recorded at least 3 videos for you guys that I have not been able to publish because of that. So I'm doing this one. Sorry, I tried to even today edit one that I did about like removing my extensions, and it was just too convoluted and I wasn't able to do it. So this is going to be my 20-month dreadlock update. My last one was 17 months, December 8th, published December 8th. I just looked at that. All right, so I've got a few updates. One, I removed all my extensions, as far as I know, all my dreadlock extensions. They were driving me crazy, feeling wise, not looks wise. They looked fine, but I removed them in December. All of them, December 2017. And now it's March, beginning of March 2018, and all of them are removed. Now, one thing that I've been doing that I kind of mentioned before is that when I maintained my roots, I would use the Afro hair bulk, or not bulk, but anyway, I used Afro hair to wrap around the roots to get the loose ends that were like short hairs that were growing out, new growth, that belonged to a section. I would like wrap it around and crochet it through around the roots to get it to stick together. I've been doing that for a year, and off and on, like about every 3 months. Well, I realized that that hair is still more coarse than mine. Mine's really fine Caucasian hair. And when I did that, especially the first few times when I did like really big amounts around, it made like a really thick clump around it. And then when I would go down through it here, I would feel it's more coarse. I would feel that below that bump, which this isn't here exactly a bump. I've actually removed a lot of this human hair that I used to wrap around. But below it, wherever it was, the tighter it was wrapped around, below it was a area of my own dreadlock that was weaker. It was not like dreaded. It was like if I held it out like this, it would go down, meaning it wasn't dreaded. It wasn't like, it wasn't knotted, and it was kind of like of here where I'd wrapped the human hair around, it was kind of like too tight. So when my hair would detach and shed, it would go down, but it couldn't go down through the area I wrapped around because it was too tight. Then it would kind of make a section here where it was like not really dreading, and it was sort of weaker in a way. So I got this method of wrapping around with human hair and for root maintenance from Dr. Locks, which they have a lot of dreadlock and other extension type informational videos. So I got my method of using Afro hair to wrap around my roots from their website. Now, they didn't tell me to do it as tight as I was, probably. And as I did it more often, I didn't do quite as much Afro hair around the roots, and I didn't do it maybe quite as tight. But I realized that it was not great because my hair is more fine, and so I could feel the difference. And so I ended up, after I removed my extension hair from my ends, which took me a little while to get used to, I'll admit. I mean, my hair is longer now than it was before when I had my extensions, but I've gotten more compliments since I removed my extensions than I ever did while I had them. even though I liked the way they looked quite a lot. I've just gotten a lot more compliments on my hair since. And my hair has grown, definitely, since I removed them. If I had published the videos that I did after I removed them, you would see that my hair wasn't, well, anyway, it was up to about here. So I've got probably at least 1.5 inches of growth since I removed my extensions. And that growth has come from the roots, and it's, partly because of using the Dolly Locks tightening spray. And yeah, mainly that, the tightening spray. I shouldn't stop using it because it does really help the roots without root maintenance. I still have not gone for professional root maintenance or professional dreadlock maintenance since September of 2016. So that's like almost 1.5 years ago. So it's not necessary. I hate to say that, but it's not necessary. It wasn't necessary for me, at least. So what would I say about root maintenance for new growth? I would say section your hair off, and I use these alligator clips that I got from Amazon. These are high quality alligator clips that grip your hair if you've got finer hair. And I look with a mirror behind me, and I kind of like take my hair in the sections, and I look at all the different places where it comes from, make sure that the sections are good, and I'll use either this or a smaller clip that I'll use at the roots, and I'll use one going this direction and one going this direction to make sure I get the short hair growth to go like together with that. And then I will, now that I know human hair to use wrapped around will eventually drive me crazy, I will use my Dolly Locks crochet hook, and I will take the loose hair that's short, and I will wrap it around in a clockwise direction, take it, go through with the crochet hook, wrap the loose short hair around my hook and go through and pull it through. Then I'll go like that, and then I'll go through again, and I'll wrap it around and pull it through. Okay, so don't do that when it's super short, and do it only when it's like about 1.5 inches long, inch long or something. So yeah, I mean the Dolly Locks crochet hook is 1.50 millimeters, and that's larger than a lot of people say you should use a crochet hook for. But I find this to be the best one. I've got about 3 or 4 of these. I've got some smaller ones I got off of Amazon because people told me 1.50 was way too large. But this one is like anything smaller than this, and you're just piercing your hair and your dreadlock and going straight through and pulling it. I mean, it's so fine, you might be pulling off your hair, severing it. So this is large enough that you're gonna pull the actual hair through the other side and then wrap it around the crochet hook and pull it through again. I don't know. I mean, Dolly Locks, I do trust them, even though they didn't explain why they have such a large crochet hook compared to what a lot of people use for crocheting dreadlocks. I've got the other smaller sizes, and I realized that they are not small. They're not large enough to really wrap my hair around. And I've got fine hair, you see. So, well, there are some videos that show how to crochet dreads that are supposedly really technical. I don't know. I just don't find that it works very well. So yeah, so my dreadlocks are 20 months old, and I have been maintaining them in various ways. What I'll say is that doing it with wrapping human hair around it is tricky. And if you feel your hair and you feel the differences in like the hair, your own hair versus the hair you're wrapping around, well, you'll notice that as time goes on. And just when you wrap around, if you do use that method of maintaining the new growth, realize that, do it sparingly. You will probably, at least I removed it. I removed it within the last 2 or 3 weeks. I removed everything I could find that was like wrapped around my hair, around here. I would use a scissors and something to go between it. I could just feel it. It was just more coarse. It was more hard. And also below it was a weak spot in my dreadlocks, meaning not that it was going to fall off, but just that it wasn't dreading, because the hair detaches from your scalp, sheds, and goes down, works its way down into the dreadlocks. Well, if something's wrapped around it that's tighter, it's not going to go down past that. So the shedding isn't going to go down, and it's just going to be a section below where you've maintained it that way that is kind of like feels weaker. If you pull it out, it falls down in a way. So I can't find it because, you know, I did remove this this other human hair. So the sections that were weaker, you know, there's this one right here. You can't see it, but from here to here, it's more weak. I removed the wrapped around areas here, and I did that about a week and a half ago. And so this area here is starting to rebuild, meaning like the hair that detaches is kind of sliding down and kind of probably sliding into this area. So it's going to be better. So that's really, it's hard to share with you because of all the just changes that happen as it goes. But I will tell you that what I've been doing to maintain the roots was slightly off. And, you know, I think wrapping my own hair around the roots is also a little bit complex, but using the Dolly Locks tightening spray on the roots and everything else helps to keep it balanced. So I would recommend don't stop. If you do use that when your dreads are maturing, don't stop doing it. It helps to keep the moisture balance, helps healthy, you know, because your hair isn't getting chopped off. So it's going to be probably like wanting to break off, which mine has been breaking off because it hasn't been cut, because I've got dreadlocks. So that's natural for it to happen. But also you want to kind of maintain the moisture balance. If you're using dreadlock shampoo, it's great because it's clarifying and it's helping your hair shrink up into the maturity, but it's also probably not doing the moisturizing that your dreadlocks need. So using the Dolly Locks tightening spray will help balance that out and also keep your roots maintained into the dreadlocks. That's all I have to say. I love you guys, and I'm sorry I haven't been around more. I really miss making videos, and I want to make more often. All right, well, I will see you soon, I hope. All right, take care. Bye-bye.